Hi YouTube fam, this is Nurse Kitu back with another video. This video today I'm going to talk about my 5 top tips to get through or to survive nursing school. So it's going to be very quick. I'm really trying to make these videos 7 minutes or less. Alright, so tip number 1, if I had to go back, I would definitely wish someone introduced me to the Saunders book. I was introduced to the Saunders book once I started studying for my boards or taking my review NCLEX course. It's a very comprehensive book. There's a LPN version, as well as a registered nurse or RN version. And that would have been so beneficial in class because it helps to break down your pharmacology, your pathophysiology, your adult med-surg topics, and it helps to explain it in a simple way. So when I was teaching LPN students, I recommended all the students to get a Saunders book right away, because if I had to go back, that's what I would have done differently. Especially your med-surg book. Like, my med-surg book was like this big, and it has a lot of important information. I am not sidetracking that you shouldn't look at that book, but it gives you a lot more detail, whereas the Saunders book gives it to you in a nice nutshell. And I like how it has its bullet points. It's just so easy to follow. I really enjoy the Saunders book. So yes, that's tip number 1. Moving on to tip number 2 would be, I know a lot of people do not like to do this. A lot of people like to study on their own. I do enjoy studying on my own. However, studying with others, that support system, you need that in nursing school. Let me say that again. You need that in nursing school. Nursing school is no joke, okay? It is not for the faint at heart. I hope I'm saying that correctly, because I always get American sayings completely wrong, even though I grew up here. Like you guys know, I have a Caribbean background, and I think I'm dyslexic, low-key. Like, I say things backwards all the time. All my friends that know me very well, I do say things backwards all the time. And it sounds right to me when I'm saying it in my head, but when it comes out stupid. Like, they're like, Couture, what? And they start cracking up. Anyways, utilize study groups, guys. At least 2 or 3 people, or even at least 1 person. It helps you to remember the information, because you remember what your study group members or your friends said. There's a caveat to that. If they said something wrong, you'll remember what they said is wrong. So always, double check what they say. But study groups are so important. You will cry together. You will laugh together. See, I told you, can't speak English. Together. And so it will save you. You need a study group. I think that should be mandatory. Number 3, time management. So I have at least one bullet point underneath of that. You have to make sure you're organized. If you're not organized, you're gonna sink. Okay, so you need to make sure you have a agenda or a planner, somehow to organize your life, so you know where you're supposed to be for clinicals, when assignments are due, when you should be doing certain reading assignments, when you should be studying, when do you have your study group sessions. You need that planner to help you to keep organized. Let me say that again. You need a planner. That's going to help you with your time management. And as a new nurse, when you're on the floor, when they put you with your preceptor, that's one of the hardest things students or new graduate nurses have a hard time with, as far as caring for their patients, is having time management. They don't know who they should go see first. How much time should they spend? You can't spend, 3 hours with one patient when you have 6 other patients or 5 other patients that you need to go and check up on. Or even if you go into home health, let's say you have to see 10 patients in a day. You can't spend 3 hours in one patient's home and expect to see all 10 patients. There's just not enough time. in the day. So you need to make sure you have good time management skills. And so by having that planner right there in school, it's going to help you to, you know, plan out your day as far as what you need to get done. And it's going to help and play out in when you go on the floor. We all have worked with those nurses, the nurses that are, you know, have so much experience, where you see another nurse and she's always, or he or she, they are sinking. They're so flustered. They don't know what to do with themselves. They can't handle pressure. They can't handle stress. I'm not saying that I am like the perfect nurse. Like, there are times, you know, you're super stressed out and you need somebody that you can talk to as far as what's going on the floor. You may have like a death situation that you're going through on the floor, or just a challenging assignment that you received and you feel like you're just gonna just break down in tears. I'm very emotional anyways. However, when I go to work, I try to put my emotional side away, because I know I'm emotional already. So I try to put that aside, because I need to be strong for my patients. If I'm going there and boo-hooing, it's not helping anybody. So you have to learn to have a little bit of tough skin, and I think that happens with time and experience. So anyhow, like I said, Saunders' book, utilize study groups, time management. Within the time management, make sure you have a planner to keep yourself organized. Number 4, read the assigned material in advance. Again, read the assigned material in advance. This is a big pet peeve of mine as an instructor, is that you have students and they come in and they expect the instructor. Yes, I am an instructor, but this is not high school. You're an adult learner. There are certain things that are expected of you. You need to read the material in advance. When I'm asking a question and everybody's looking at me like, I don't know, I'm clueless, because they didn't read the material, you can tell who read and who did not read the material. So you need to read the material in advance. If you don't have the time to read the material in advance, at least look at the back of the chapter to see the summary of the chapter, so you know what your instructor or your professor is going to be talking about for the day, for lecture. I'm going to be honest, especially now with COVID, a lot of things are online. So you have to take the initiative to read and teach yourself as much as you can. When I was in nursing school, YouTube was a thing, but YouTube did not have all the videos that they have right now. There's so many nurses doing lectures, and you know, if let's say you don't get the cardiac system, you can just type in cardiac system and you'll see a plethora of videos on the cardiac system. For me, cardiac was difficult, so that would have been beneficial. So you can even utilize YouTube. Number 5, pray. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but pray, because you need that prayer. I prayed a lot to my God and to get me through, and I believe he did get me through, because on my own brain did not get me through nursing school. I had a lot of prayer, a lot of family prayer to get me through, to pass the test. That's how I got through. I hope that doesn't offend anybody, because I know a lot of people have different beliefs, but I have very strong religious beliefs, and that's what got me through, was prayer. So number 1, Saunders. Number 2, utilize your study group. Number 3, time management. Number 4, read the assigned material in advance. Number 5, pray. So I hope this was helpful. I am not under 7 minutes. It's about 9 minutes. So anyhow, signing off. This is Nurse Kitu. Bye.